And welcome back, everybody, to the I Don't Mow Show, episode 10. I'm Charlie P.
I'm Nathan J.
And we are here back with you.
Episode 10, man.
We are just going to jump right in. No long intro, no nothing like that.
Nope, you've heard it all, man. This is episode 10, jam-packed and quick and built for you.
Yep, I got some few world news things for you. So I've been reading store-bought tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes personally, so I've never eaten them.
I'm a fan of tomatoes. I'm pretty much a fan of anything tomato sauce, all that good stuff.
Right, and I like ketchup, but that has vinegar and all kinds of stuff in it. It's not just tomatoes.
Understandable.
But yeah, store-bought tomatoes apparently don't have a taste anymore. So like if you just pick up a store-bought tomato and it's ripe as ever and you take a bite of it, it won't taste like anything.
Really?
And scientists have discovered that the reason why behind that is because from cultivation and wanting to make plants grow quicker and faster, we have inadvertently favored plants that produce inferior tasting fruit. So it's kind of weird. They've mapped the genome out. There's thousands of genes that are missing from the gene pattern from store-bought tomatoes, from wild tomatoes,
right,
that give it its taste. So we've been growing all these tomatoes so fast and so big that they've completely lost their taste. And it'll take a really long time, apparently, to bring back the taste.
Mind blown.
So that is why if you pick up a store-bought tomato and bite into it and expect a nice juicy treat, it's not going to come. It's just gonna be bland and not taste like anything.
Wow.
It's kind of weird.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense because I've been like searching for like a good tomato, like when you have something that's quality, you recognize the taste. And man, lately I have wondered. I'm like, am I just not? I thought these were the tomatoes.
Maybe I'm just used to the taste.
Yeah, am I just used to it or something? But I don't even notice it really anymore.
Yeah, so apparently they just don't have a taste. They're missing all those genes that give it a taste.
So we're just rushing it, basically.
Yeah, we're just rushing the process. And
so basically, what do we just got to? If we want to get back tomato, you're gonna have to let it do the real natural process.
Wild way. Yeah, just get some tomato seeds, tomato plant seeds from your local seedery. I don't know what it's called.
Wow. I mean, I wonder what that's going to mean for fast food businesses and restaurants and stuff.
I don't know. It's kind of weird, but if we want to get back to
are they going to qualify it as like lettuce now? It's like it's more like a garnish and a topper than anything?
It's not even anything. It's just literally there for color and texture.
Interesting.
So that was kind of a little interesting tidbit.
That one blew my mind. All right.
Let's see here. The moon is shrinking. Apparently,
the moon is shrinking.
Yes, the moon is quaking and shrinking.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's
Why
like
would this happen?
So basically, millions and millions of years ago, whenever the moon was created, it was a hot ball of lava, right? Well, since those millions of years, it's cooled down, and the Earth has tectonic plates that allow it to shift and move, and it's got a moving core because it's a living planet. But the moon, being as it is, it's a dead satellite. There's no moving core or anything like that. So whenever these tectonic, these moonquakes happen, it's basically, think of it as a grape that you've laid out in the sun too long, and it's squeezing itself smaller, and it's turning into a raisin, basically.
Oh wow!
But the moon's surface, isn't as flexible as a grape's membrane, so it's causing giant cracks and fault lines to run across the moon, and it's not going to fall apart or anything anytime soon, but it's just kind of interesting that it's getting smaller and smaller.
So it's one of those things. I mean, it's slowly but surely, but it's actually happening.
It's definitely getting way, way smaller. I
was going to be a smart ass. Like, what? I've been noticing it's freaking, it's a little bit smaller than usual.
And it's kind of fueling, our attempts to go back to the moon and understand it more, put better seismometers up there, and figure out what's really going on the moon.
Interesting.
But the moon's getting smaller.
So how would they go about doing that? Is it basically like, a picture and then, simple draw a circle and they notice like it's shrinking from its actual...
We have instruments on there from the 60s that we put on there. From 1969 and 1977, we have some seismometers on there that were kind of, telling us what these moonquakes were doing and when they happened, where they happened, and kind of mapping out the best place to land for the next mission so you're not just landing in a giant trench.
Right.
So since then, we've sent up a lunar orbiter, and it's been orbiting the moon for, a little bit, and it's been just taking measurements, and they've been comparing the information that they got from the old instruments to the ones they're getting from the lunar orbiter, and yeah, it's showing that the diameter of the moon is getting smaller, and it's basically, it's just pulling itself inward, imploding in on itself.
Wow. But this is a long way off, correct?
Yeah, it's not going to blow up or anything like
in our
that.
generation
No,
or lifetimes,
not even close.
Anything
No.
like that. Okay. I mean, I figured.
I'm pretty sure the Earth will.
Noticing it.
The Earth will end. We won't be here anymore before the moon falls apart. Hopefully.
Right. Is there somewhere that gives the details, like exact how much?
You can go on NASA.com. You can just go onto NASA and check it out and look it up for yourself. Or
there you go.
Yeah.
If you're curious, go for it.
If you're curious and you want the scientific aspect of it, all the data and all that stuff, check it out. Go to NASA.com.
Not, that's why you have us. We're just letting
just
you know.
Kind of an overview.
Is just
Let's see what else we got. There is a statewide hepatitis A outbreak in South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's getting Hep A out there for some reason. Nobody knows why.
Interesting.
But yeah, the Department for Health and Environmental Sciences just declared a statewide outbreak of the whole thing.
Interesting.
So they're urging all kids aged 12 to 18 to go get their vaccinations like right now before they get it. And it's not like it's a life-threatening thing. Basically, the only thing that happens is your liver swells up and you're sick for a couple weeks, and then it kind of goes back to normal. And most people that are infected with Hep A don't even know they're infected with Hep A.
Right.
But that's kind of scary because then you travel in the country and you're spreading it all over the place.
Oh yeah, I mean, which can lead to other things. And
which can lead to all kinds of stuff.
Outbreak. There you go.
Yeah,
even it doesn't matter how small it is. Outbreak's an outbreak.
Yeah,
that's crazy because what they reported around here, like there's a measles outbreak apparently.
Yeah,
I mean, not outbreak, but there's been signs apparently that it's coming back, and that's kind of concerning. Also, it makes you wonder how these things just. Somebody have it their whole entire life and just walked outside
I'm not going to get
day.
into the political aspect of it, but, people aren't vaccinating their kids anymore. And that's the bottom line.
That's just the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. That's why all these diseases are coming back, and it's just...
And then there's someone right now yelling at us through the radio that what we said, it's natural, though. You're meant to get Hep A, so,
I disagree. I don't want to... If you want to go ahead and get Hep A, go for it. I don't want Hep A. No, thanks.
I don't want anything with Hep or HE or really any of those letters.
Any of those diseases that I was vaccinated for as a child, I don't want any of that.
No. Please, no.
But hey,
and that's the problem, man. Kids don't get a choice either.
Yeah, they don't get a choice. But hey, that's the parents' choice. If they don't want to vaccinate their kids and endanger the rest of the world, that's on you when everybody starts dying.
I know.
I'm
that's
honestly
hoping this spurs a lot of comments because we have seen we actually had a comment from someone different last week, so it's very surprising. It's Game of Thrones.
Nice.
So hopefully, maybe somebody will come out of the woodworks and pop us a comment for this one. I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the thing that's going on in the world right now. It's talked about mainly pretty much everywhere. You meme it, you see it. So
just people aren't vaccinating their kids and all these.
I mean, of course, that's not all of it. It's not what we're saying. That's not. Oh yeah, that's exactly why. It's 100% right. But that's
like
a big part of it.
A good 75%
spreading too. The spreading of that. So which hey, if you are, and then most likely you're all right. But it causes you concern because you don't know who is, and maybe you have a family member or something that I don't know couldn't. Or they can't, or something. I don't know. I don't know doctor for scientific stuff, but I'm saying it's like maybe you don't have much of a choice. And hey, I understand that's got to be beyond rough. I would have no idea how that would even begin for me. So understandable if you're that person, but it's just some of these people. It's like, why can't you just have your opinion and then we're just gonna be like, yeah, you're wrong, and you do the same thing to us. That's it. Okay.
And then we just politely agree to disagree.
Exactly.
Let's see what. Oh, another big topic was the ocean. We're finding all kinds of plastics and
of course
all kinds of pollution and all that stuff. Well, apparently, deep in deep ocean trenches, we are now finding radioactive carbon from the 50s, from when we were blowing up all those nuclear bombs.
Oh wow! Nobody would have thought that there would have been repercussions from all that happening.
Yeah, I know, right? So the bottom of the seafloor might be a little more radioactive than we think because of us blowing up multiple
can do things that we have no idea that's possible. It could make giant squids. It could make deadly water. It could make plant life turn against you and seep into the soil. It just do all kinds of things. That's bad. That's just scary. That's nasty for one. That's gross and it's sad.
What kind of spurred it off was my mother was telling me about the story she was reading. This guy, he went deep into one of these trenches and a submarine. Went really, really deep just to try to get some, untainted evidence, I guess, something like that, for his research, whatever he was doing. So he gets all the way down there, and what does he find? Plastic bags. He finds plastic bags all over the place down in the bottom of the super deep trench. And it's like, really, people? Come on, we got this floating trash island just going from coast to coast and all that stuff, and we just need to do a Futurama, get the money together, and launch it into space, launch it into the sun, whatever. Yeah, whatever we need to do.
A volcano that's going on right now.
Something.
And they're like, oh, well, this would cause it to heat up. And
but when you're finding, have a nice day bag at the bottom of the freaking ocean, that's not a good thing.
Which, I mean, it's people, and it's, the fact that it exists because, wind is a thing, and those things are very light, and those literally can be blown across the country.
And it just comes from the throwaway generation, as they're calling it. Whenever plastic was first invented, it's just throw it away. Use it once, throw it away.
I tell you what, I really wish I had a marshmallow gun or something to shoot at people on the roads when I see someone throw something out the window.
Just throw like a cup or something out the window.
Or like just their whole bag of something that they just got from somewhere. Like, you telling me your freaking 92 Tercel can't hold a bag of McDonald's? You can't find a trash can and wait till you get home?
You can't just wait till you get home. You got to throw it out on the road.
That kind of stuff. I mean, but it's never going to stop. You're never going to stop people from doing that kind of thing. But what you got to do is you got to get rid of it. You got to stop making plastic a thing.
Yep. You just have to.
Everyone started getting your own damn bag, or you ain't shopping.
I did see something where scientists did develop, or in development, for a plastic that's 100% recyclable, as they say it should be anyway.
Right.
They said that should be the way it is anyway. It's 100% recyclable.
Thousands of remnants, millions of remnants.
It's still everywhere. Well, and that goes to just people that don't recycle. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm one of those people that don't recycle.
I'm a 3/4 recycler. Because, I mean, a lot of the times my recyclable gets full, and what am I supposed to do with the rest of it? And
but
it's just
now that I'm seeing what it's causing, all this crap, I'm gonna probably start recycling.
Start recycling more. I'm gonna literally tell the recycle people, like, hey, give me another one, because I mean,
more than one.
Water bottles and bottled tea and bottled milks and all that stuff, and you just see it, and you're like, oh man, that's going, and it's probably gonna go somewhere that's not supposed to be. You should probably do this better.
So,
but then when you think about it, when it comes to the whole recyclable process, it is what it is. You're honestly putting it just right back out there, though. You're recycling it. But it's still plastic, and it's still coming back out. It's still plastic,
and it's still gonna,
somebody. Be waste, and it's gonna rinse, repeat. But that's the point. If we can just keep recycling and keep it in.
If everybody 100% recycled right now, we'd be fine.
Yes.
Whenever they told us to start recycling, we would be perfectly fine right now.
I don't think you should have to pay. To be honest with you, I don't think.
Heck no.
That should be like when you live somewhere that's just part of your land owner or your property that you have to pay, one time little thing. But everyone should have a recyclable thing. They have the little green box or whatever you got, the big blue and yellow one. Everyone needs to have one.
People should start recycling. We just need to start recycling. That's
Save the earth.
So, on to another different kind of sullen topic. This guy, Nick Emmisberger. I don't know if some people out there might know him, but he was a guy who worked at Tiger Woods' restaurant, The Woods.
I heard about this, yes.
Back in December, he had a fatal car accident because he was too drunk to drive. He got in his car and drove. He was like over 3 times legal. And I think his BAC was like 256, which is insane. And now his family is trying to sue Tiger Woods and his restaurant and everything, because they believe it was a wrongful death because they overserved him, which is
ludicrous.
I don't know if I agree with that at all, because
ludicrous.
His family knew he was a drunk. His coworkers knew he was a drunk. His employers knew he was a drunk, but they allowed him to drink anyway. They didn't try to get him any help or anything like that. So honestly, I hate to say it, but it's kind of on him. You know what I mean? He sat there.
He went out like he lived, honestly.
He sat there apparently at the bar he got off work at 3 o'clock. He sat at the bar until 6 o'clock, so 3 hours, and just a straight drinking binge for 3 hours. And then he got into his car, got into his fatal car accident. And yeah, that's really sad. But what was it? Oh yeah, the restaurant had found the security tape of him sitting at the restaurant and the bartender serving him, and they took that video and they destroyed it. They got rid of it. So that's another reason why the family is trying to sue the restaurant as well.
Okay, that's a little different.
Yeah, because they destroyed the evidence showing him sitting there and being overserved and all that. But like I said, first of all, you shouldn't be a bartender if you're an alcoholic, and you should try to get some help. And second of all, you know, it's not the establishment's responsibility to take your keys away from you. Maybe they should have like a social responsibility to call somebody for you, but there's no legal obligation or anything like that for a bar or a restaurant or anything like that to, you know.
Yeah, that's their discretion. If they feel like you need to be cut off and kicked out because you're causing a scene, or,
right? That's just discretion. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. You could be pooping yourself. Like, you got to go, man. Sorry.
Yeah. But again, like you said, that's all discretion. No, apparently he was just sitting there drinking. Yeah,
but you don't know because of the video. I mean,
the video's been destroyed.
That's really dumb.
Yeah.
So whoever said to do that that's
whatever
messed
lawyer
up. You're just
said
making
to do
it
that.
worse for yourself. You know.
So.
And now they're going to dig deeper, and it's going to draw out and more of litigation process, and I mean, you know, but also on the other side, you never know what people when they do in families like that are just trying to get a buck, you know, trying to figure out a way.
Right.
And anything anywhere happens. I mean, I've even been guilty of that myself in the past too. You have an accident, and the first thing I'm thinking is, man, I've told when you get in an accident, you know, you should be. If you're in any kind of pain whatsoever, you need to play it out, or you're not going to get jack.
And you're not going to get
the facts.
That's just what's going to happen.
Literally, you got to like claim whiplash, just even if it's simple, or you're not going to get nothing.
And
happened to me. Another day.
Like 3 or 4 months prior to this, he had wrecked another car because he was too drunk to drive.
Right.
So it's like, you know, come on, the guy's got a problem, but you as a family sat there on the sideline and allowed him to do this to himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't step in. You obviously didn't care enough to step in and tell him to. Sorry, we're watching the baseball game.
The Cardinals game's on.
Thought somebody hit a home run. Sorry. But yeah, you should have had the wherewithal to step in on this person and be like, "Hey, man, you got a problem. I'm dragging you to rehab." You know what I mean? Before you wreck another car and kill yourself.
Right.
So it's on him, in my opinion.
Right.
In my book, that's on him.
The one person that was serving him. You know, if they knew they were like that, should he have been like, man, are you sure? But can you deny him? No, because it's his right.
It's his right to sit there and get.
It was his right to do that.
Blind drunk as he wants.
As sad as it was his right to break the law.
Get in the car and
he broke it, but it was his right to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's not on Tiger Woods. It's not on the Woods restaurant. It's not on the bar. It's not on the bartender.
Because his name's attached to it. That's why I don't think celebrities should have their names attached to things of that nature.
That's
not in that way.
You're just asking for it at that point.
Of that kind of thing. Clothes maybe is one thing, but when it comes to restaurants and you're famous and you're not known for restaurants and food, you shouldn't be involved in that kind of thing. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And this kind of thing
kind of thing happens. Yeah, exactly.
Which is just unfortunate on both sides.
And it's just sad. Yeah, it's sad on both sides. It sucks that the guy died. It sucks that he died the way he did.
Right.
It sucks that the family didn't step in when they should have, and it sucks that maybe the bartender should have had more discretion.
Well, and I mean, the other problem, maybe it's not even a problem, is that now it's going to be a thing somewhere about over-serving.
It's going to be everywhere. It might turn into a law now.
Yep.
Who knows?
If you've noticed a person doing this, and okay, so you can't get too drunk at a bar anymore.
So it's like, does the bartender have to know like field sobriety tests now, or
is
like
that what we got to do? You got to test everybody.
Yeah.
No, you got to find a ride, dude, or whatever.
Like, are you gonna have to like blow into like one of those things to get out the door, or what? Like alcoholics have in their cars before they can start it, they have to blow into it.
With the video, I know we won't stay on this very long, but I was curious, like with when it comes to that video and them getting rid of that, like.
I don't understand the reasoning.
Were they not like trying to like tell him to get an Uber or a cab or tell him to get a ride? What did he do? Did he flip out at the end?
So there's like speculation that Tiger Woods and another golfer might have been sitting there drinking with him for maybe the first hour or so.
Uh-huh.
So, and I I don't understand the reasoning behind destroying it either. I can't really find a good, solid logical reason.
With Tiger Woods was there,
because now it's like, oh, allegedly you were there, and allegedly this, and allegedly
that.
It's
not good for him, man. He really don't need that right now.
No.
So, but that also, it's not his fault. He was not. He wasn't like, this dude's gonna get wasted.
He didn't have a funnel. He didn't have a funnel down the dude's throat and dumping beer down it. No, not at all. But
then the questions are, did Tiger Woods know this guy was like this? He had a history. What was he doing there in the first place?
And that's what the family said. The family says that. The family's like, oh, they all knew that he was a drunk and blah, blah, blah and all that stuff.
That's what
and
drunks
it's like,
do. They go to bars and alcohol.
And it's like, well, if you knew that he was a drunk, then, why didn't you do something? Why are you allowing somebody to... Nice. Yeah, solo home run, Dexter Fowler.
Way to be Dexter Fowler.
Unprofessional. Sorry, I'm back. But it's not his fault. It's not Tiger's fault. It's not the bar's fault. The family has no grounds to sue them until they destroy that videotape. Right. And now they have some legal footing. Because you destroyed evidence.
And you're going to have, the Moms Against Drug Driving people come out. You're going to have every organization want to make this a thing. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it should be. I mean, seriously, if you're wasted, you don't, that's what designated drivers are for. That's what Ubers and Lyfts and all that junk is for. Mm-hmm. That's what cabs are for. They've been around for a very long time. That's what your feet are for. There's
that stuff. It's what friends are for. It's what families are for.
And I understand. I get it. There are a percentage out there that have nobody. But in those kind of situations, and they're very... close knit and
sleep
personal.
It off in the back alley or something.
Exactly.
If you don't have anybody to turn to,
bars better start. They're gonna implement. You have a little loft with some bunk beds or something.
Yeah, something to sleep it off.
You got a little jail cell at each bar now. Is that what's gonna happen?
Right.
Casinos, restaurants. I mean, it's a big thing. And I mean, honestly, that's the only positive I can take out of it. Is that hopefully it stops those things from happening. I mean, that's the only positive you can take out of that whole situation is that, here we go. Because it's going to get national attention and world attention, things are going to change now. Yeah. And, I mean, that's the world we live in now, and it's unfortunate, but also it's, hey, good. Mm-hmm. Less drunk drivers because, God knows I almost died by a drunk driver. He did 70 miles an hour and almost killed me. So, I don't have any sympathy for drunk drivers, man, but just don't do it.
Because every time I have been so wasted I couldn't drunk, I was still in my right mind not to get behind the wheel.
Right.
Not to drive.
Gene pools and stuff, man.
Darling. It's crazy. It's craziness. It's like how are you?
People know.
How are you so blacked out that nobody turned to you and was
There's
like,
plenty
hey.
of responsible ones that it's just you can. I mean, I don't do it myself personally, but I know people that can. It's just the facts.
It's nuts. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. But it's just
if
facts.
you are one of those people, stop.
Yeah, stop doing that.
Stop doing that because
there's other ways around it, man.
Your luck runs out real quick.
Right.
Trust me.
I mean, I kind of agree with what you said earlier. Have a little breathalyzer thing. All right, who's legal enough to drive?
Who's legal enough to drive? It's you.
None of you guys are. Okay, well you can't go till you are. Here's coffee
call you a cab
whatever,
or
bread,
something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Those.
Give me your cell
that.
phone. I'll call you an Uber.
Yep.
Something like that.
Simple. Mm-hmm. So and I understand everyone likes to go out, and they like to go to somewhere, and that's where they want to be.
Relieve
but no,
their stress and all that.
Yeah, I get it. I 100% get it. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
But yeah.
Well, hey, world news, craziness.
World news.
That's world news and everything you needed to know about it.
Because
that was from Charlie P. Also, what you didn't know you needed. And we're on to what the classics.
We got movies.
We have movie news. This is episode 10. We're gonna roll through this, and we're gonna give you guys a good show. Mm-hmm. We have recently seen quite a few things. We gave you the Avengers Endgame. Review, and I don't think anyone quite had a problem with the spoilers, but I do apologize. This will be posted as a spoiler review for the movie we're reviewing now, and that's Detective Pikachu.
Yep.
And we went and saw in theaters on my birthday on Friday. And it was surprisingly good.
It was good.
It was better than I was expecting. I didn't have too much hope. I didn't have, I didn't really know
I went into
what they were going.
Expecting a kid's movie, but I came out, it was like a adolescent movie, I guess. Not even a kid's movie, more like
a teen movie when you were cool and getting it.
Like tweens.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It was
when you're cool.
And it had elements of everything. It had stuff for adults, little quips. adults
little
can understand.
Ryan Reynolds quips, you know.
Of course, you got Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu, so you can't go wrong. And that's honestly, the first thing I'll say is that's what made the movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, I heard the people that were possibly supposed to be it, Danny DeVito, Jim Carrey's, all kinds of people, and I didn't really care at that point. But now, if you look back, I don't think anybody else could have pulled that off that way.
If anybody made that movie, like you said, it was definitely Ryan Reynolds. Like, yes. I would not have gone and seen that movie if it was anybody else.
He nailed it, 110% nailed that whole entire movie. There was definitely more pros than there were cons, and when it comes to cons, we'll start off with cons. It's like, we mentioned plot holes. That was,
a few plot holes.
One of the first thing you mentioned. But it's also, when you think of plot holes, it's a kids' movie. Kids don't care about plots. It has nothing. It's just, it's colorful, it's cool, it's Pokemon.
Yep.
Which was a pro, because the Pokemon looked great.
The CGI was amazing.
The
environments
were
good.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a pro. The cast was a pro.
Yeah, it was really good.
They gave you a little bit of everything in this movie. Like, they gave you some classic stuff, showing them doing, Pokemon type things, training type things, and then they showed you the real world.
And the real world, and then they showed you a little bit of some battling, and
which was, they kind of implemented a little everything, and then then there were parts, dragged out a little bit.
It was a little dry. It was
for I don't know who, drama people, I guess. I'm not really sure. Just kind of to make sure there was a story to kind of drive the parents to be like, okay, I get it.
Just trying to like prop up the movie basically on a story.
But it was done. It was done okay. It wasn't done great, but it was done. It wasn't. I was like, all right.
It wasn't done too fast, but you could tell it was still done quick.
Oh yeah. They were like, okay, well, they're gonna love this. They're gonna love that.
They're gonna love this.
So cool, so cool, and that's all they needed. But oh man, we gotta put a little bit of story in here. But it was a good story. The story was based off of the actual video game, which is the name of the movie, Detective Pikachu. Pretty much follows it. No, almost to a T. Pretty fairly. I mean, minor things, but that's pretty much anything. So if you're curious where it came from, or you're wanting to learn, like, okay, where did it come from? And that was another thing. I was curious of how good the movie was going to be, because I didn't know like what universe this is. Is this just a solo thing all by itself, just to kind of show you their imagination? Because Warner Brothers is the one that won the bidding war from Pokemon Company to get the rights to the movie. Yeah. And and this was their idea, but apparently, I guess they were told that if whoever does it, it has to be, set in something we know. Right. So apparently Ash... It's got to be framed in this isn't really a spoiler, because I'm sorry to say he's not in the movie. Seriously, it's not a spoiler.
Ash is not in the movie.
He's not in the movie. But is Ash alive in the universe? Yes. He was somewhere doing Pokemon trainer things.
He was off doing Professor Oak stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. So... that does it give hope for the next movie? Absolutely. I pretty much say after the first couple weeks they're going to make a sequel. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to. It's happening based on the opening weekend, and but should you get excited about seeing Ash Ketchum movies? I wouldn't.
No,
because
I wouldn't.
this movie works, and you already have everything there's
because it's almost is like a one-off. You know, that's why it works.
I mean, here's my movie that has Ash in it. Whoever you pick to be the star of the next movie. Turns out, it's maybe this kid, and he turns out to be an amazing trainer. Goes to the championship of the world, the master tournament. Who does he have to face at the end? Ash.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That would be cool. Okay. That cool. Thing, you don't know who it is.
You don't know.
It's mystery behind it.
Who this big baddie is and all that.
Who's kicking butt in the tournament. Bam, it's Ash there at the end.
It's Ash Ketchum.
And honestly, it wouldn't matter who won if you did that. If you bring in someone, like him, nobody cares who wins that battle. Right. If Ash wins, oh my God, Ash wins, and he's relevant in this universe, and maybe they'll make that third movie that'll be amazing, and then we'll have a little bit of, or if the kid won, obviously, and then, hey, it's still not Ash's time, because I don't know, I don't keep up on Pokemon, but as far as I've heard, he's still not a Pokemon master yet.
No, not yet?
No, he's like a Pokemon, he's up there or something.
It's been like 30 years, man.
I think he calls him himself, but I don't think he's ever won, completed, so he's still not done. So if that tells you anything, Ash is not completed. But let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I think it's something, though. He's not done something yet to really make him the 100% master. So Nerds, let us know.
Nerds, let us know.
But as far as the review, because we're not going to go too heavy on the spoilers, but if we said something, hey, there was your spoiler alert. We're sorry. I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 Mo's.
Yep, I just gave it a 3 out of 5 in my ranking system.
Right, and
give it a 3 out of 5.
3 is it's a good 3. I would say.
It's just a solid,
just solid because
just
it's a solid
decent
movie. Is it worth
yeah.
going seeing? Yes, take your kids to it, check it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a multiple time. I'll wait till it comes out and watch it again, see some
maybe
stuff
watch it on TV or something when it comes on.
Oh, there's
like
a Pokemon
TNT.
I didn't notice him last time because there was one part in the movie. Spoiler, where there's just tons of Pokemon when they get into the city.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just all walking by, and I was just like, I only got to see like 4.
Right.
And I know there was hundreds, so, God knows which Pokemon I didn't see. So that would be your rewatchability there.
That'd be cool.
But hey, Pokemon Detective Pikachu review. There's my idea for your second movie. Warner Brothers hit me up. I'll write the story. What's going on.
I'll write it. What's up?
Charlie will write it because my handwriting sucks. I'll just
it.
tell him what to write. We'll write it together. It's amazing. By the Charlie P. and Nathan J. will be the new Benioff and Weiss. And speaking of Benioff and Weiss, the Game of Thrones, they are now, I don't know if anyone has known this, but I think we mentioned a couple times, they are in charge of the new Star Wars movies. Yep. And the new schedules for Star Wars has been released, and we're getting a movie. The new movie is the 2021, and then every 2 years.
2021
and in between those are the years between where you don't get Star Wars is Avatar.
Yep.
So it'll be every year you get either Star Wars or Avatar is on the list, and they have announced, I believe it was either last night or early this morning, that we knew that Benioff and Weiss was going to be making this trilogy. We knew that they were going to go doing the Old Republic thing. Well, now it's announced that the first movie that comes out in 2021 is the supposedly Old Republic movie, directed and made by Benioff and Weiss. So honestly, that's really exciting because when you think of, old school, Old Republic, how it is kind of that night thing, old school, right. Who else you going to get?
Yeah,
to do something. The Game of Thrones guys.
That's all you got to go for
because all that awesome stuff you see in Game of Thrones with the sword and that's them.
That's all
doing
them.
That kind of stuff, and that's what you want in a Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So just picture Game of Thrones with lightsabers, man, and
basically
that
that's all it is.
And it's going to be amazing. Are we going to see sex and stuff? No.
Still the same amount of incest.
Right. I mean, that could be. I mean, that's just the universe, man. Strange things happen. So, and hey, if anybody can pull that off too, it's those guys.
I'm pretty sure Luke nailed her.
I'm pretty sure Luke nailed her. Nobody talked about it. They were siblings. You sick bastard.
Oh man.
Excuse me. Yeah. But hey, I mean, you can't you never
know.
Now.
You never know, man. You never know.
We could find out some of our favorite characters were related more ways than one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, sure.
Who knows? Who knows?
So there really isn't any other Star Wars news when it comes to like the new movies. I mean, we've seen the trailer. We're gonna get another trailer eventually.
Still
I'm sure.
Just riding off of that.
Still the summer. I mean, it is a long way away. Still, it's not. It's not anytime soon. So there's a lot of time in there.
Right.
But hey, very excited for the new schedule. So if you didn't know that, Avatar. Yeah, it's finally coming back too.
Avatar.
We're not really gonna get into that because there's nothing to talk about. Only thing we know is James Cameron has built an actual underwater city. Like a real one, not just some set.
He's going in on it.
He built a real city underwater, and that's where they're going to film these movies. So it's going to be back to back to back to back or whatever. There's
honestly, I enjoyed Avatar.
I enjoyed Avatar too.
I thought it was great.
I really did.
I can't wait for these movies.
Was there goofy stuff? Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah,
but it was great.
Was it a goofy concept?
The mechs and the animals and the plant life, and it was just so good looking. It was believable.
Oh yeah,
believable good looking. And man, that came out.
Forever ago.
And that's why it's number one ever of all time, because it was in theaters for all year, and it's nobody's touching it. And everyone's talking about Avengers is not touching that record, and it's probably not.
No, it's never going to go near, because it's 1.7, I think, and Avengers just now hit 1.2, and it's been in for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
So it's probably not going to happen.
Because they're going to want to get that Blu-ray and DVD release, and even the ones out there. Still, people are going to be like, why do I need to see it in theater? I have it.
Yep, I have it.
So, I want to get that one last theater experience in there, bro.
One last theater experience.
It's freaking November 2nd. Let's go see Avengers
somebody
A-Game.
Kicking you in the back of the chair and dropping little freaking sixlets on your feet? That's the movie theater experience.
What's the sticky stuff on the floor?
Right? Like, what?
Just came. Oh, what? God. Oh, God. No. Well, hey, there's some Star Wars news. We always like to throw Star Wars news, and, we're giant Star Wars nerds. So we're going to let you know when Star Wars news comes around, and that's actually pretty big news to let you know. And continuing on to movies, we have some James Bond. James Bond news. The new James Bond movie that's coming out.
Delayed.
And not for writing or anything, that kind of thing this time. Nope. But Daniel Craig was hurt
He hurt himself.
Filming a stunt or a scene, and I have not seen anything on the exact disclosed injury because John Campea reported it, and he pretty much knew about as much as anybody. He said, yeah, Daniel Craig got hurt.
Yep.
Movie's postponed.
He got hurt.
So it's going to be a little bit. Is it an excuse? Some people, that's what I read. There's a couple people saying it's an excuse that they started filming, something happened. Are they going to change a few things now? So they're just using an excuse that Daniel Craig got hurt.
They slotted a time to release the movie at a time with other big movies, maybe like with the next Star Wars or the next Avatar or whatever. And they're like, well, we should probably wait now. Oh, our lead actor got hurt. We got to wait.
Well, I mean, considering
could be something like that.
What I would even say the beginning of last year, people have been like, who's the next Bond? It needs to be Idris Elba. It needs to be this. I mean, he hears that. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe something happened on set and something made him mad. Somebody brought it up. Maybe it's not what he wants to go. Because I mean, I'll say it. I did not enjoy Spectre at all.
No, I didn't like it. It was confusing.
It didn't even feel. It just felt like that universe was set in a different universe.
Oh yeah.
Like, but you know what I mean? Like all those guys were there.
It was weird and confusing.
It was weird. It was like the gold Bender, but not the real Bender. You know, it just felt like a different James Bond.
And there was like a high table and just all kind. I was like, where did these people come? What is happening?
And then you throw Batista in there, and his character was wasted.
It was weird. Yeah.
And even what the bad guy, Christopher Waltz. They wasted him.
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz. I mean, he was a wasted character in that movie. It was just, everything was wrong. And,
great character, but...
I mean, Skyfall just makes that movie look like...
Garbage.
A garbage,
hot
trash
garbage.
pile. And, I mean, it's... I give that Spectre, like a 2 out of 5. Because, I mean, they got nostalgic with the cars, the music, the whole... Blofeld thing,
Bond girl thing, and all that stuff, and
that was cool. But the rest of it was just
yeah, it was like
shite, mate, shite.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but yeah, I want to see another good James Bond movie like Skyfall, like Casino Royale, like all those other ones that came out.
Even Quantum of Solace. Make it, of course, don't make it so much about the. I mean, I'm not trying to piss anyone off here about the female character, because we all know James Bond's James Bond, and for some reason they're just like, let's pull a Dark Knight thing or whatever, and Batman's gonna leave for a woman and just put all this stuff behind.
Right, that doesn't make sense.
Come on, man, stop.
I mean, as much as
that's not James Bond. That's the whole point of the movies.
Uncool. He's a womanizer.
Exactly.
But he makes it cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. His
that's his character.
His motto for women, especially ones that are married and whatnot. When even in Casino Royale, he says it. What's my problem? Too beautiful? You're single.
Yeah.
I don't go for that. You know what I'm saying? That's
his character.
That's
literally,
his character.
That's what he does.
So,
but they're I guess they're trying to get with the times. I suppose. I don't know.
I believe in Daniel Craig. I was not a believer at first.
I love Daniel Craig as James Bond.
When he was first announced, because I was still on I love Pierce Brosnan, kick. Okay. Because when I grew up, Sean Connery's the man, and Roger Moore's awesome, and then but Pierce Brosnan, man, he made it cool to me, and then with GoldenEye in the game,
I was gonna say he was in '64 and
in it. So I wasn't quite over it yet, but I mean, I had to sit down and watch the movie by myself. It was one of those kind of me, because James Bond was always important to me my whole life. It was big to me, like Ghostbusters and Turtles and Star Wars. So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I've seen some stuff he was in, but.
Right.
I don't know about that.
You don't know if I could
like
pull it off, because wasn't he kind of like a a rom-com kind of guy?
Yeah, rom-com and dramatic comedy, those kind of things, and weird, kooky,
just kind of weird stuff like that.
War movies that came on straight to Blu-ray, things of that nature. But he's one of the best Bonds ever.
Yeah, he pulled it off.
Speedy recovery to Daniel Craig. Yeah. Let's get new James Bond. One little quick other note on the movies was Disney announced they are making a new Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yep. So either you're flipping out with excitement right now, or you're really mad that they're going to try to remake that classic. So I'm kind of excited because of technology.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good. It holds up. But
was it Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves.
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves.
Honey, We Blew Up the Kid, then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. And I think they came out with
some one-off.
I think there was a TV show. Yeah, I think there was a TV show for a minute.
There was. It was on the Disney Channel. I remember when I was a kid,
which was actually enjoyable, and it had that one dad. He was in a lot of the early '90s.
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. So hey, there you go. That's it for movies. We had a few more things, but we're gonna close it out on sports, and we're gonna end the show on a high note. Like we said, we're doing a fast, compact episode. A little bit of a change in the format, but for good things. So we got feedback. We're following it. So on to sports. Your St. Louis Blues. They tied it up last night. Let's go Blues. Jordan Bennington, standing tall. Was there a few mistakes last night in the Blues game?
Yeah, that was just his rookie coming out. It
happens.
The shorthand goal was kind of crap. That was a crap goal.
The other one,
that was an easily blockable goal. It flew right underneath of his arm. I don't remember which hole that is, like your third hole or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it flew. That was
and then
easily
you saw
blockable.
him look to the sky.
Yeah, he was like,
upset
that was
with himself.
yeah,
that was garbage. But that's the sign of a.
But that's the rookie.
Boys, that's the rookie. But it also shows that all right.
But he comes back.
Off,
he came back.
Came
immediately
stayed
back.
Strong.
Held him to 2 goals, and
the Blues had to execute puck management, which in the game one was just awful. The turnovers were awful. Turnovers are still a problem. You got to fix that. But
that's an epidemic now.
I think if you gradually do that and you just take away those turnovers, I mean, the Blues can win this series.
Oh yeah.
The power play is
garbage.
Awful. And the sad thing about it is when they get a power play,
went 0 for 5.
It just makes you go, why? No, take it away.
Yeah, why
I'd
did
rather
you do
just
that?
Be 5 on 5.
Yeah, just please keep it 5 on 5.
Just keep it 5 on 5 because we
can't handle it.
We don't know what to do on the power play, and literally they have to throw everything, every lineup scheme when power play and throw it out the window.
Yeah. Just throw it out the window. Like I heard on this ESPN show, I think it might have been on the radio. I don't know. It could have been on the TV, but they were saying that they should sit Tarasenko out of the power play and get him really, really angry. Just make him real pissed off. And so just keep sitting him out of the power plays so that he goes out there when it's 5 on 5 and he forces you to put him back on the power play because he's playing so well. You know what I mean?
He's Russian.
Yeah.
He is that kind of person.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
Do I like that idea? No.
But you got to do.
Could it work?
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, to be honest with you, because he's that. You can't. You can talk to Tarasenko. You can guide Tarasenko, but you can't coach Tarasenko.
No,
that's
you can't.
Everybody knows that. He's an amazing player. He's amazing skill. But you don't coach a guy like that.
You can't
He's
coach
just
him.
one of the Wayne Gretzky couldn't be coached. All the top ones couldn't be coached. Brett Hall, that's different. Yari Curry, things like that. Those guys could be, coached. That's a different story. But Tarasenko, no. You can't.
Sometimes you got to be tough on him. Sometimes,
the only thing I've noticed with him in the last couple of games, and honestly, he's done it pretty much the last few seasons, is when there's a line change, if I see that man glide to the bench to get off on a line change, I'm going to scream.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like they're doing a line, he dumps the puck in, they're doing a line change, and he's just like using his momentum.
Moseys on over there.
Get your butt.
Yeah, get your butt off the ice. Get off the ice.
Even if you don't want to make an example for your teammates to do that also. Is it an easy fix?
Yeah, it's very easy.
Clearly easy fix.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I get it. You're tired, and when you know you're getting off, I've been there.
Use that last little bit of energy you got to get off the ice.
You gotta get off, man, because our big thing early on when we sucked was we were getting too many men, and we were getting cheap shotted, and we were making bounces off our feet that led to other people's goals.
Yeah.
And he crosses it.
Another 3-run homer.
3-run home run.
Yeah.
But, that was nice. Just full of jacks tonight in this Cardinals game.
Yeah,
Cardinals up. Nice. 8-0. Top of the 5th right now for you guys, which I'm sure you'll be listening to this tomorrow, so you already know what happens. But yeah, it's exciting. Finishing off with the Blues, they have the momentum.
They can do this.
But they got to fix that home record. And if they could come out of here with at least one, maybe take a 3-1 lead, that'd be great. But, maybe split and see what it goes. I still say 6 or 7. 6 is just what I'm going with because I want us to finish at home to, go there.
Right.
Would love to win the Western Conference Championship.
I would love just to blow them out right now.
I don't care where you win the cup.
I just want them to blow it out right now.
Yeah. Right.
I want them to just blow it out right now.
I would love it. I would love it. Get there. That's another thing in my mind. Yes, I want us to win the cup. I would cry like a little girl.
Of course.
But I want us to get there. Win the Western Conference.
At least get there. Yeah, at least be in contention.
Banner, feel good, and then
Be in contention, and then go for the gold.
Go for the top
And even
prize.
if you don't get the gold, you still got the silver, baby.
I mean, that's
you still
big.
got it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. This is just as big
Yeah.
for the city of St. Louis as the Stanley Cup is. Because, I mean, it doesn't matter who you play, and it's just going to be crazy. But to me, get there.
Yeah.
Do I want you to win? Yes, please.
But just please get there.
Get there.
Please
get
get
it
there.
done. And
obviously the Cardinals
obviously
doing
the Cardinals,
really well.
We're doing really well right now. We
weren't.
Yeah, we've lost like 7 of 9 or something. Our
Yeah.
last games or whatever, 8 of 10.
Yup.
Something really bad after we were doing really good. It's been an up and down season with the Cardinals, but
they're just feeling themselves out.
There's simple fixes,
Yeah.
and that's still a new coach. You still got new guys, and
Still
it's
trying to figure out the bullpen. Still
don't
trying
use
to
these guys so much, aka the bullpen. They're
Yep.
getting used entirely too much. I understand that's because your starting pitchers aren't going too deep.
Right.
But it's a different ball game. Nobody's pitchers are going too deep. It's just the facts. This is a brand new major leagues right now, especially with the Bill James stuff. All the numbers, it's even bigger than it used to be.
Yep.
So those kind of things they're just continually going to play that way.
Yeah.
Do I like it so much? No, but this is just the game. The game is
the game.
evolved to this now, where you have to use your bullpen more. You know, that's why baseball's talking about adding a 26-man or whatever, the extra man.
Adding the extra
so that
man
way you
so
can
that
have
you can
the
have
extra bench, or you can have that so you can have life. Because
you
honestly,
can have a
that's
DH
what you need.
and a bullpen, or you don't have to choose
this many
between.
guys has worked for a long time. It's not working anymore.
For some reason, it's just not working.
You got to have that one extra
And I think
guy.
it's just because the pitchers are throwing harder nowadays.
Oh, yeah, and
they're
continuously.
and continuously throwing. They're getting up into the
and the hitters are just getting way better.
They're just
getting
constantly-
good. They're just getting way good.
So it's just more wear and tear on the players, and I think that's why the old school ways just don't work anymore.
I agree.
It's just more wear and tear.
I agree. I mean, I still love watching baseball.
I love baseball. I'm a baseball guy. I'm 100%. That's my number one
hopefully
sport.
the Cardinals can pull this victory off tonight. I think we're going to be finishing this game with the wrap-up of the show.
Yeah.
And with the wrap-up of the show, we do a little thing with the local news of whatever's kind of going on. And yes.
What you got in local news?
With local news, everyone knows the bridge was exploded and destroyed, the old school bridge. And, now it's the new one's open and flashing and flurry.
So now, did they go down there and harvest all that stuff out of the?
I mean, a lot of it, yes.
But there's still just some pieces and
it's
stuff.
Still travel lanes.
Yeah.
It's a big travel route, so you have to get that. But a lot of it's still on the shore. They haven't collected it yet, so it's a lot because there's a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know if they just kind of left it, or if they're going to get a crew to go out there, cut it down, and
it's
been scrap it, or
it's been a pretty long process. But that's because they're still actually working on the bridge.
So if anybody scraps for a living, there's a lot of scrap down there on the old river bend.
Yeah, if you got a magnet or something, maybe, in a really big boat, you might be able to pull some scrap. Just saying, it's out there.
It's out there.
But hey, if anyone knows, I'm sure there are a lot of new people listening. Let us know what's the progress. What are they doing with that?
Yeah, what are they going to do with the
Where's that money
scrap?
from that scrap going? Is it going just to the bridge? Is it going?
They're going to go to the infrastructure of the city,
that
or
kind of thing. We don't do politics or anything in here, but hey, people like to know where their stuff's going and the thing they drove over for a long time. But I know some people are sad about it for some reason. I don't understand.
Those people have never driven across that bridge.
They've never driven across that bridge ever. This is the bridge in Washington on 47 that crosses over into Martha's
You
Mill.
pinch up some of your seat every time you went over it. It was dang, man.
I used to, going hunting in Weldon Springs and leaving my house at 3:30 or 4 in the morning and having to drive over that thing was the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I hated it. It made me nervous. And I know too many people that have superstitions with bridges and all kinds of stuff. And I wasn't a fan. I'm glad it's gone. I still have not driven over the new one yet.
Because the old one that we're used to was actually the widened version of that bridge.
That bridge, yes.
It's crazy to think about, because it was just literally 2 cars could fit side by side. That's it. And barely. You could maybe
semi-trailers started going across it. And
it's what are you people doing? Why are you doing this?
Bad.
So
I only got stopped on that thing one time for traffic.
I would have never stopped.
And it was moving.
I would have never stopped. I would have just been meet me on the other side. I'm not running. Just meet me on the other side. I ain't stopping here. You're crazy.
It moved a little bit. All right, it moved, and then that goes for the case of a lot of bridges around here.
And I mean, they're supposed to move, but that one moved a lot. That one was mamboing out there.
Eagle.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah,
too much movement.
Way too much. Well, other local news besides the bridge also has to deal with Washington. The Washington Bowling Alley. It's being, obviously it was closed down last year. It was one of my favorite places. They had good food. It was a great place to bowl. I know lots of people are missing it. That's Town and Country Lanes.
Yep.
The Cardinals extend that lead 9-0. They are doing construction. They're doing a bit of a remodel there, and I don't know what's going on. There's no signs posted. It's just blocked off. But they're definitely not tearing it down. They're definitely adding things and they're going to put something in there.
Might be adding like a bigger arcade, bigger lanes, more lanes,
fancier,
something, a big
just
bar.
New everything, big bar, a restaurant included or something of that nature. And that's basically, we brought this up as local news to let people know, hey, if you don't drive by that part of town or you don't go to Washington or whatever, and you were wondering about that place, well, they're doing something to it. And if you do know, let us know in the comments. Let us know. Is it a
drop a comment.
Restaurant, new bowling alley? Are they going to compete with Oasis Lanes in Union, which honestly that's pretty hard to compete with around here just because of the
everybody goes to Oasis
and
Lanes.
The food and it's big, and I understand why they had to close. It's still sad.
Yeah.
So it's not like bowling's going out of style or anything. So bowling's still a very big thing. Because everybody can do it, and that's just the thing of the bowling, and it's really more of just being there, and just being there. So
we got a couple of side notes here.
We do have a couple of side notes, and and it's a couple of things that we have have learned about, and we've kind of neglected a few things, but and we do apologize for that. We're going to give a couple shout outs, and our first shout out is to Ms. Shamika the Bouse. She was our first winner of the Jimmy John's gift card giveaway.
Yes, she was.
And feel free to send us a message. We did let you know when you did win. We just need information on how to get that card to you.
Yeah.
And the second winner was a local person, Logan Ash. She is actually a good friend, and no, there was no bias. This was a random drawing, and she was picked.
Drawing.
Are people we know are going to get picked? Yes, because we have a lot of fans and our friends,
because
and
we know people around here.
We're not gonna keep them out of the chance of winning. So congratulations to both of you. When it comes to the gift card, we had mentioned in the past about a possible scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And we've decided to axe the scavenger hunt for many reasons.
Just wasn't the logistical reasons of it, and just the fact that maybe,
Safety was that thing too, because we were going to do all 47, so people were
probably
pull off the road.
Weren't going to go looking for these cards, probably
not,
and probably somebody would just see us hide it, like you were saying before, and just take it,
and then it's gone. I wonder what we're doing there. We're on private. There was too much red tape, too much speculation.
Too much stuff.
We kind of did a test, and it didn't really turn out too well.
It didn't turn out well, so we're just going to
what we're going to do is we are going to ask you a question, you, the audience, and the first person that lets us know on either YouTube or Facebook, and we will use the time when that message was sent to see who was the first.
Timestamp.
And the question for the Jimmy John gift card is, what is Charlie and I's guilty pleasure movies? And that has to be both Charlie's guilty pleasure movie and mine. Give us the answer. Let us know. Hit us up on Facebook. Let your friends know. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell so you know every time a new episode of the I Don't Mo Show comes out.
Hit all that
I'm Nathan
stuff.
J.
I'm Charlie P.
And this has been a fun episode, man. It was good talking to y'all. We will see you next week.
We'll see you guys later. Take it easy.
Peace.